So, good afternoon, everyone. This session is for introduction to Metasploit. This is about me. I am Ashi. I'm a cybersecurity enthusiast and pursuing computer science from Parul University. So today's agenda is firstly we will get to know what is Metasploit, then we will look over their modules, then we'll do some information gathering using Metasploit, and then we will perform a basic exploitation using Metasploit. Okay, so let's get started. What is Metasploit? Metasploit is a framework. It is a very powerful tool which can be used by cybercriminal as well as ethical hacker to probe a systematic vulnerability on network and server. It is a leading exploitation framework and it is developed by Rapid7. Metasploit allows us to use different modules, and these modules are nothing but a piece of code that is used to extend the functionality of Metasploit. And you can also code them yourself inside the Metasploit framework. So Metasploit is very customizable according to your need, and it is very easy to do that. We There are multiple Metasploit interface like MSF Console, Armitage, MSF CLI, MSF Web. Armitage is a graphical framework, and MSF Console is a command line, and MSF Web is browser-based interface. So we'll be seeing MSF Console today. Next, these are some common terminologies we need to know before getting in. So first one is vulnerability. Vulnerability is a weakness in a system, a bug which is to be exploited. We have to find the vulnerability inside the system before exploiting. And this is the time where you will scan all the modules available inside the Metasploit that you can use according to your needs. So, in short, vulnerabilities are the opportunities to hack into the system. Next is exploit. What is exploit? It is basically a piece of code that take advantage of the vulnerability. So exploit is what happens when we are able to bypass the security of the system or software or anything. It will allow us to take control of the system. And the next is payload. What is payload? Payload is a piece of code that executes through given exploit. It is what we do after we get into the system. And using payload, we can do lots of things, like we can steal personal information, we can delete something from system, etc. Okay. So next is modules. There are 6 modules, and these 6 modules are exploits, payloads, auxiliary, encoders, knobs, and post. We will look into them in detail. And yes, so what is exploit? We will start with exploit. We all know what is exploit now. It is a module that will take advantage of the system's vulnerability, and it will install the payload in the system. What is payload? These are the files that can be left on exploited system, and they allow us to own the system. Now, what is auxiliary? So, auxiliary gives us a very unique type of attack. They will give you fuzzers, DOS functionality. They will give you scanners, etc. In auxiliary, you have sniffer scanners, etc. So, the primary use uh, for of auxiliary is to scan for vulnerability on the target machine and also for the DOS attacks. We have encoders. Encoders are used to re-encode the payload. They are used to get past the security systems. Um, So knobs are known as no operation. They are used to keep the payload size consistent and make payload stable. And what is post, as by its name we can guess, it is used to perform a particular operation after the exploitation, post the exploitation. So let's go to demo. We will see, okay, so before starting MSF console, we need to start the service known as PostgreSQL service. It is a database service. So it will take some time. So it is not necessary for you to start the service, but it will allow Metasploit to run faster searches and store the information while performing the scan or exploit. So it will be better if you do that. Then we can start our MSF console. It will take some time. Okay, so here we have our Metasploit running. Before this, I need to show you that where the modules are stored. So in Kali Linux, this 6 modules are stored in this directory. Okay. Now we'll see what all things are in this. Okay, so here we have our modules. We'll go into it.
Ashi, if you can increase the font size.
Yes. Is it okay now?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so in modules, we have all our 6 modules. Now let's go into exploit. So in exploit, now exploits are subdivided into OS, types of OS. Like you have Android, you have Windows, you have iOS, etc. Now, if we go into one of this, these are all the types of
Ashi,
form.
sorry to interrupt. Just increase the font size a bit more, maybe 2 or 3 times. One more. I think that would be good. Yeah, thanks.
So here we are with, so these are all the forms of vulnerabilities we can work with. And if we go into one of this vulnerability, if we go into browser, for example, we will get all these exploits, and all these exploits are written in Ruby. So our exploits are in Ruby language. Okay, so getting back to our Metasploit, um, I would like to show you some commands which we can use in MSF console. So the very first command is help. This command will it is a very interactive shell, and you can get all these modules and all the commands you need to get started. And the more you use it, the more you will get familiar with MSF console. Okay, so the next command is use. Use command is used to get the module, is used to use the module in the Metasploit. So it will load the module. If we want to use, for example, if we want to use this exploit, any exploit from this, we will use this one. So the command will be use.
Ashi, sorry, you'll have to zoom into this terminal as well. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Fine. Thanks.
Okay. So we were using this exploit named exploit, which is in Windows and browser. And then our exploit's name. So it is in use now. We are in this exploit. Now the next command which I want to show you is show. So this command has different keywords like show options, show payloads, show targets, show information about exploit. Like you can use these keywords according to your use. Over here I'll show you show options. So this will show you all the options about this exploit. Now these are all these things can be customized according to your need. Okay, so if now we will use next command, that is set. This command will help you change the things over here. So we will change this host. We don't have a particular we will not use a specific IP. This is just for example. So this is a random IP I'm using just to show you all. As it got changed over here. So likewise you can change other things too. The last command which I want to share with you is search command. Sorry. Search command. This command will give the ability to find the module that you need, and with this command you need to add few keywords like the platform which you want to work with, the target platform, or search. Then you will have to add the type, the type of module you want to search, like exploit or payload or auxiliary, etc. And name, if it has a specific name, then you can add your name too. Okay, so now let's move on with uh, information gathering using MSF console. Okay, so we first of all I have Metasploitable running over here, and I know its IP. Okay, and we can run nmap command in Metasploit. So we'll run. I guess you all know what this command do. This initiates three-way handshake. So this is the IP of our Metasploitable machine. Yeah. Okay, so the result are shown. As Metasploitable is a very vulnerable machine, we have these many ports open, and now we'll go with SSH. Now, what if we want to know the version of SSH? We can do it with Nmap also, but if we want to know the version of SSH by using Metasploit, then we can search for it. We can search SSH and it will give you everything. But for as this is information gathering, we need auxiliary and we need scanner, as scanner is considered to be information gathering tool. So we'll use scanner over here, and we will choose the module which will be good for us to know the version. So I guess this one is the module that will give us the version. And I'll use command show options. We'll set our host over here. To our Metasploitable machines IP. Again, we'll check if it has changed or not. Yeah, and then we can run this. Okay, so we have got our SSH server's version over here. Knowing the version can help you in exploiting, can help you a lot in exploiting, because by knowing the version, you can search for the exploit by giving its name, by giving the version's name. So you will get the exact exploit with it. Okay, so now let us try to get the login username and password with Metasploit, like SSH login with Metasploit. So again, we had this login auxiliary scanner module over here. Yes, this. So we can use this module. And again, show options. Now over here, these options are a bit different than we saw previously. Um, they have also given what all options are required for you to change. So we'll change this according to their requirement. Brute force speed, we will keep it as 5 only. You can change it if you want. We'll set our host. The port is correct, it is SSH, so 22. Then we will set a stop on success as true, because we needed to stop when we find the correct username and password. So we'll set as true. Yes, it is set to true. Okay, we'll change the thread as the number of thread gets higher, the process gets faster. So you can change it. I will change it to 20. Now, as we are brute forcing the SSH login, so we will also have to change the user password file, and we will have to add the word list over here. So we'll have to find the word list first. So we'll go in this Metasploit word list, and you can use any of this which will have a username and password with space in between, because it was mentioned over there, and we'll use this one. Okay,
Ashi, each time you
so
open a new terminal, please zoom in because we can't really see. I think Control Shift plus plus will help, or Control
this
plus
is what
plus in your case.
it's not working. It's not working. So this is over here. Is it visible now?
A little more.
Okay.
Yeah, this should be. Thank you. Thank you.
So what I did over here is I went to this word list directory and then went into Metasploit, and then I used this username and password.txt word list. So we'll be using this word list. So now we will set our user pass file to this, to the location where our word list was. So user word list, right, and then the name of our word list. I guess this should work. Now we'll check again. So yeah, it's changed. Okay, so we can run this. Wait a second. I really don't know why this is not working right now. But when we run, we will get all the ID password will brute force, and then it will give us the correct username and password over here. So we'll get back to basic exploitation that we were going to do using FTP. Um, with our Nmap scan, we got to know that we had FTP service open over here, but I want to know the version of FTP, so I'll run it once again. With the version, it will take few minutes. Okay, so we have got the version of FTP, that is VSFTP 2.3.4, and this is a very old version. So we will search for the exploit over this. And here we got the exploit. It is an exploit for Unix machine for FTP, VSFTP 2.3.4, and it is a backdoor. So we can use this exploit. Use We'll change the R host over here too. Now, as this is an exploit, we will enter exploit and it should work. Yes, it is working. We have found the shell and we have found its command shell, and the session is open now. Okay, so we can check its ID, we can check its username, we can see what all things are there in this. We can go into any directory we want. We'll go in home and see. Okay, so likewise we got a help using MSF console. So this bind TCP shell, in this shell, an exploit is open to vulnerable port in victim's machine, and then it waits for the connection from the attacker. And in reverse TCP, the target machine communicates back to attacker machine, and attacker have its listening port already open when it receives the connection. So there is this MSF Venom. It is a payload generator, and it uses C, exe, Python, Java format, and it basically helps us to create the malicious file. Thank you guys.